So we are previewing the rest of the games for round 14. We've already talked about the other games happening in another video, and now we'll be discussing the remainder of the games for round 14 happening in midweek. First off, Victor, Crystal Palace will be looking to bounce back, from their defeat to Manchester United. Actually, in their last two games, they've taken the lead first, and they ended up losing both games, to Strasbourg and also to Manchester United. But now they are taking on Burnley away from home. Will they be able to see off the claret?
Yeah, probably. Burnley are not good enough. Everyone knows it, and they should know it as well. And Palace are more than strong enough to take advantage of that. I think the Burnley coach, Scott Parker, he really needs to figure out his defense because they've been letting in goals like crazy. Only Wolves have more goals conceded than them in the Prem. Burnley have let 27 in, Wolves 28. At the same time, Palace, they're nice and fluid in attack. Jeremy Pino, he's finding his feet. Mateta is always a huge threat. I think they're going to breeze past Burnley.
Fair point. So over to you, Max. Nottingham Forest travel to take on the worst side in the league in the form of Wolves. Do you think the visitors will get all 3 points here?
Honestly, I feel like this is the best opportunity for Wolves to get points, at least one here, because they look absolutely trash at both at home and road, but they've managed to score a couple of goals against teams like Chelsea, Burnley, Everton, and they even drawn with Brighton, so they have at least a momentum to score, and they can actually manage to get some points, and I do hope they even win, because looking at their points, like having 2 points after 13 rounds, is just terrible.
Yeah, fair point. And back to you, Victor. Leeds put up a strong fight against City, came back to 2-2, but it wasn't enough in the end. Do you think they will also put up a strong fight against Chelsea? Like, will they fancy their chances, or will Chelsea be too much for them to handle?
It's a tough run for Leeds, man. After they beat West Ham over a month ago, they played Brighton, Forest, Villa, and City. And they lost all of those games. Now it's Chelsea. Apart from the fact that Leeds, let's say it how it is, they're not very good, okay? They might also be getting a bit of a mental block against the bigger sides now. Like, sure, they were up for it against City, but they ended up losing. And these things do tend to play on your mind at times when you're playing well and still get nothing out of it. I don't think they stand a chance against Chelsea, and I don't think they stand a chance against Liverpool at the weekend, for that matter, either.
Interesting. And back to you, Max. I wonder what your answer will be, depending on the jersey you're wearing. But yeah, Liverpool will breathe themselves a huge sigh of relief, after returning to winning ways against West Ham. But now they face a different kind of opponent in the form of Sunderland. So the question is, what kind of fixture are we expecting at Anfield?
It's actually fun that at some point of our life we say that Sunderland is a different beast to West Ham. What happened to our world? But honestly, I'd say that I can easily see Sunderland winning, but honestly I feel like the Liverpool team is not just gonna be fighting for 3 points, but also for the slot, because we also knew that if they are not managing to win all 3 of games coming this couple of weeks, he's probably out. So it's a bit of more motivation for the players. So I honestly expect Liverpool to win this one.
Fair enough. And on a final note for this video, Victor, after returning to winning ways against Crystal Palace, can Manchester United make it 2 in a row against West Ham?
I would say it seems like it. I don't think it has that much to do with United playing better. Although it was interesting to see the resilience to come back from a goal down against Palace instead of bitching, moaning, and conceding one more. But I think them being favorites is rather related to West Ham falling back into old habits. They had those 2 wins against Newcastle and Burnley early November, but then they drew against Bournemouth after leading 2-0. And then they lost to Liverpool, and Paqueta got himself suspended. Let's not forget he's out for this one. They've also got a tough run of fixtures coming up after the United game. I think the very best they can hope for here is a draw, but I don't believe they can get that either.
Yeah, fair enough. We're just going to have to wait and see how that one pans out. We did not get so much shocking results, at the weekend, but one thing I'm certain about is that the midweek games always gives us one or two shockers, and I'm sure there will be lots of talking points after the midweek games. And as usual, we will be here to give all the best talking points because there will be a lot to talk about this week. Also, next time out, we'll also be giving our previews ahead of the games happening this weekend. So stay tuned to our channel so you don't miss out on all the talk, action, and discussion.